Hi guys, they will be talking about humility. These are teachings about foundations of healing. This is one of the core values of healing and becoming. So hope you learned something today. But it's good to be humble because according to Worthington, it enhances and enrich relationship, people, and organization. So if you have a good relationship with people, your circle and organizations, it's more likely that you get the benefits from it, and you will also be able to share your gifts and talents to them. So it will be a give and take, and um, it will be good for your health, mental health as well. It also resolves difficulty in relationship, people, and organization, and it prevents problems from developing. Right. So there's a lot of benefits in humility. It allows you to learn. According to Forbes, it proves that you're not a know-it-all. It creates endless possibilities, magnifies your strength. Um, it helps others connect and relate to you. It keeps power in check. Humility empowers others to lead. It leads to curiosity, holds you accountable. It allows you to let go of control. So this is very important on healing. A lot of times mm, if you imagine a trapeze in circus, they have the trapeze where you jump from one swing to another. If you can imagine a trapeze, right? And that way you move forward from one swing to another. But a lot of times in healing doesn't happen because you are holding on to the old trapeze because it saved you. This mindset or this people was there for you before, but it you need to grow. You need to let go. Or maybe you need to let go of unforgiveness. You need to let go of resentment and unforgiveness, and you don't want to let go. So you're staying stuck in one trapeze swing instead of moving forward, right? So humility or an honest assessment of the self, modest presentation of the self, and being others oriented or God oriented will help you let go. Humility will help you let go and help you move forward. It also makes you accountable because you have an honest assessment of yourself. You own your mistakes, you own your contribution in the pain. So it holds you accountable. And you don't need to hold the guilt because it will be processed well. It encourages self-reflection. It shows you that you're one of them. You're not superior to people. And yep, it will help you handle change because in healing, everything usually change from one mindset, from one emotional state to another. So if you're holding on to something, it's really hard to be humble, right? So humility will help you handle the change and the unknown. It shows you that you see beyond yourself and other stuff here. So are you humble? Or are there areas in your life that is difficult to be humble? Why do you think it, why do you think it's hard to be humble in that relationship, in that situation, in that memory, right? So that's something that we will be discussing in the next video, but some of the reasons will here. Um, because our capacity to contain difficult feelings, because our capacity to contain difficult feelings is lesser than the humility requires. Mm. For example, you need to apologize to someone, right? It will, but um, apologizing to someone requires an accurate assessment of the self. It means that you will be confronted with the idea that you are not perfect. You have a flaw. No, yeah, you made a mistake. You're not perfect as you wanted to be, as you think you are, right? And being confronted with that truth that you did something wrong or that there are wrong patterns in your life is painful. So, for example, for you to apologize will require you like 10 kilos of pain, right? Plus the pain of accurate assessment of the self, plus the pain of understanding there's something wrong. You did something wrong. So that's around 10 kilos of pain, right? But if your capacity is just at 1 kilo, you can only contain 1 kilo of pain. Then apologizing to your wife or to your mom or to your child will be very, very hard because you have no capacity. to do that. That's too much pain for you, right? So in therapy, what we do is we increase the tolerance, we increase the capacity so you can apologize, so you can own your mistakes, right? Because if not, then it might ruin your relationships, relationship with yourself, with others, and especially with God, right? So maybe there's trauma. Maybe when you were young, you apologized and you were shamed, right? Some people naman, they have parts of themselves that are unacceptable, cut off or despised. So especially if you're a narcissist, you have narcissistic tendencies, then there are parts of yourself that you cannot really accept. And humility will confront you with that. Humility will ask you to have accurate assessment of yourself. You're not as good as you think you are. And sometimes that is really painful, right? So there are parts of yourself that are unacceptable. And for example, when you apologize, so you apologize because you committed adultery with your wife. And it's hard for you to accept that you have this tendency. You are doing it repeatedly. So, confronting yourself with that fact is really painful. It will tell you that there's something wrong with you, right? So some people would just choose to deny everything and not to apologize, not to amend because it's too difficult. I cannot accept that I have a despicable part of me. But that is the very reason for the gospel, right? Jesus died for that part of us. But sometimes we just cannot face it. We're not owning the difficult parts of us, right? We are just presenting to the Lord the good parts of us. God did not die for the righteous, He died for the sinners, He died for the sick. So He did not die for the good parts of us, He died for the sickly parts of us. And that's something that David presented to the Lord. That's something that God wants us to offer to Him, right? The offering to the Lord is a broken and contrite spirit. Not going to church, not reading the Bible, not going to missions, though those are very, very important as well. But basically, you will know a true Christian because they have offered a broken and contrite spirit to God. And they know how to be broken before the Lord because they have repeatedly surrendering their brokenness to God. Another is culture and sense of belonging and fear of rejection and abandonment. There. So that will be it for this video. Will continue maybe next week. Hope you learned something. And if you want to um, learn more about this, check our website, healingandbecoming.com. There will be podcasts there and other materials. So thank you so much for listening. Hope you learned something today. Have a great day today. Bye bye.